TikTok is the devil. That's the mantra that everybody knows. TikTok is the devil.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows this. Of all the social media, TikTok is the worst because it comes from China. That's how it is. But again, is it? I was curious because I don't like to be, I still have quite some pride, so I don't like to be told what to think. So I need to check this TikTok, sorry. Because Pawan also told me, he said, one boy here, close, he's a teenager, he said last year, he told me, or 2 years ago, he said that he installed TikTok on his phone, and he was 17 at the time, or 16, and he said that first day he spent 9 hours on TikTok, and then he just deleted it, because, good boy, self-control.
Some self-restraint happened.
He just deleted TikTok and never got back to it.
Right.
So I heard that, but again, okay, that's his experience. And then we start publishing on TikTok. We're producing these reels. Okay, what is TikTok? Like, I need to now understand from even my service point of view,
right,
what are we producing for? What are we feeding? So I download TikTok, I make an account, and it just starts immediately just giving you stuff. There's no, like, normal social media, other social media, not normal, other social media, like, I don't know, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram even. You don't get really stuff before you ask for it.
Exactly. You have to like sort of choose who you follow, and then you get their content, right?
TikTok, you open, no questions asked. You're just getting stuff there. And it was all the stuff that I didn't want.
Yeah.
It was all the stuff that I didn't want. Yeah. It was just like stuff that is popular in the region. It was some German kids doing dances.
Let me touch on that for a second, because I think TikTok is unique in that way that, I mean, I think the internet in general has issues with like providing appropriate content to people, like age appropriate and things like that. I think TikTok's even worse in that respect, because exactly like you said, you just go on it and it just gives you stuff, whether you've asked for it or not. And imagine you were a kid, right? Imagine you're 10 years old or whatever, and you make your account and you open it up. When I did that, I made an account just again to see what the fuss was all about.
Yeah.
Within the first sort of 10 minutes of scrolling, I had seen at least 4 or 5 videos where I was like, yeah, this would be really wrong for a 10-year-old kid to see. Like, this would be really wrong. And I'm not going to go into details, and I was just like, whoa, like, this is a little, like, there's no filter here. Like, this is a little weird.
Legally,
right?
They put a filter, but because you're legally, as a parent, obliged to observe what your kids are doing.
Sure.
So they shouldn't be installing
but let's
apps
be real.
For adults.
It's not what's going on.
I know, but
okay, anyway, I interrupted you.
It's available to kids. But yeah, even like in the beginning, I was getting all this random, inappropriate, irrelevant stuff, but then it monitors my behavior. So it sees what I quickly discarded, and it sees where I stayed for a while, and it just starts adjusting, and it's very fast.
Yeah.
And then I'll search for certain things. I'll search for like Guruji's TikTok channel. I will search for Bhakti Marga posts. I'll search for other devotees and so on. It very quickly adjusts, and it gives me things that I want to see. And then from there on, it started to slowly change what I like. So it gave me things that I obviously came for.
Right.
And then how about this, which is a couple of degrees off?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then it just starts giving you all, like little by little, it's stretching you and expanding your like range of attention to start seeing other things. And then again, there are certain things that I don't find problematic. Like TikTok itself, I think it's just a better app than other in many regards, just technically better executed. And the number of content creators present there is very, very high. It's probably matching YouTube, because it's just, I guess they choose that platform because of it performs better and so on. But there are certain things that are very useful. Like there's a lot of DIY stuff that you find there. A lot of, you find a lot of inspiration for new hobbies. I was even contemplating that we produce videos about deity worship and put it there, because again, once you engage with things you like, it motivates you to do that stuff by yourself. Like, I don't know, I like having a clean environment, so I saw somebody cleaning their house and I just watched the whole video. And then the next one came up and I just felt very easy to clean my house because I was in that vibe, I was in that energy. So again, you can find certain positive things.
Yeah.
But overall, it does push me to look at my phone.
Yeah.
It pushes me into going outside of myself into something that is not even reality. It's kind of a reality, but it's less of a reality than actual interaction with the world is.
Yeah.
So again, I can see it. I had like conversations with ChatGPT lately also. So I can start to connect patterns like how that AI is talking to me and having certain goals with me. So I cannot explain it, but I feel like it has certain agenda. And I can feel a similar type of agenda with the social media. I'm slightly pushed off, and I'm not being immediately bombarded because I'm going to discard it. They know this. They give me things that are just a little bit off from what I want, but it's in a direction that I'm going to get more engaged. Yeah, please.
Can I read you something? So this morning I was here in the temple at Sri Pitani and I gave a talk about Maya.
Mm-hmm.
So the illusory energy of the Lord. And after I gave the satsang, one of the residents here at the ashram reached out to me and said she really enjoyed the satsang and she had just written like a little verse herself, which was about the topic. And she said, look, it fits perfectly with what you were saying this morning. Can I send it to you? And she sent it to me. And I actually really like it, so I'm going to read it to you. So she titled this verse, The Trap. And she said, the most dangerous thing about a trap, not knowing that you are in one. The next most dangerous, not minding. Behold the power of Maya. And I was like,
yeah, very, very accurate.
Spot on, right? And the reason I wanted to read that is because everything you were saying to me was just sort of pushing me in that direction. It's this thing of, this is what I want, and I feel like I'm in control of my experience, but here it's going to send me 2 degrees off of what I want. So my new normal is now this. It's expanded a little bit. And now they're going to send me another 2 degrees off. And it's this trap that they're putting you in of, we want to keep you interested. Because they understand, social media understands stagnation, that if you keep getting the same content, you also can get bored. And they need to make their money, and they make their money by you being on their app. And so they're going to constantly try to suggest you new things to keep you interested in expanding your horizons. And the more broad your horizon is, the more likely you're going to spend more hours on that app. And so when you're trying to narrow and restrict and control, as we were saying spiritually, you have to restrict your senses from just running wild. Social media is trying to say, let them a little bit more loose, like free them up a bit more. That's what I mean about, it's not that I'm saying that there's some conspiracy theories going on here, or it's some like deeply nefarious thing. It's just basic facts that they need you to be interested consistently, to captivate your attention. And there isn't infinite content in the very, very minute sort of area that you think is actually spiritually beneficial for you. And so they're constantly going to be trying to push your horizons wider and wider and opening them up. And so that's the quote unquote trap. And then they don't you don't know that you're in the trap. And then even when you do sit and think about it and figure it out, like, actually now I've been spending time looking at sort of house renovation stuff or whatever it may be.
Mow loaning or something like that. Lawn mowing.
Lawn mowing, mow loaning. Yeah, I do that sometimes too. When you spend time with that, you go, it's okay, it's not a big deal. And that's that second part of what she just sent to me, that resident. And the worst thing is that you don't mind. You're like, it's all right. It's not a big deal.
Complacency, yeah.
And you just settle into it.
Yeah.
Behold the power of Maya. And that's part of the big problem that I want to address, because as spiritual people, again, not to sound like some preacher telling everyone, just get off social media. That's not what I'm saying, but we got to be more conscious. And to be more conscious means to let the knowledge you have inform your decisions. So for example, if you just take chapter 2, verses 62 and 63, as I mapped them out earlier, this 8-armed demon, so to speak, just be conscious of this. And because you have knowledge of this, let that knowledge influence your decision-making processes. Don't be oblivious to the fact that you are smarter than this. Like, let yourself be smarter. Let yourself be the intelligent person that you are. And I know it's not easy, but if you're not willing to do that, then you're basically letting yourself become whatever people want you to be.